You was awarded 13.1 million. Do you feel like that money was worth you doing 6 years in prison or no?
No, not at all. I mean, look, I can't get those years back. I'm a confident person. I've always felt like I was ordained to be somebody since I was 11 years old. My name is Jamal Trulove. Jamal means beautiful in Arabic, right? Rashid means leader, aspiring, guider, right? And my last name is Trulove. There's no coincidence to that. There's no coincidence to the things that I've had to experience coming up, as a black man in San Francisco and in the hood and the struggles, losing one of my brothers being killed to gun violence, two of my other brothers being shot, my parents being on crack cocaine, me having life in prison, and me being able to sit here and do this interview right here. Like, I've never took the easy road. I've always had to decide if I was going to shut up or if I was going to speak up. And that money, I didn't look at the money as a way that I was looking forward to the money when I was suing. So that was a plus, obviously. But I've always looked at myself, as a rich nigga anyway, right? I've always had that confidence. And, I have besides this story that I'm, telling you, I have a whole nother story about my past life and other things that was going on in between while I was suing, right? That, I don't speak on too much, which I will eventually. But the money was never a thing that was ultimately going to make me, right? It was a tool. It has been a tool for me to be able to learn what having access in the room is and to be able to build relationships with people outside of money, outside of people who don't got no money. But that time, people say this, and I'll finish the question like this. People say that they will take $10 million if they had to go and do 6.5 years in prison. And to be honest, I probably will too. If you said, hey, look, got this $10 million for you. You go do 6.5 years in prison and you come home in 6.5 years, coming from where I come from, and mostly all black people is going to say, yeah, let's run it. Because we've always been prepared for jail, whether we did it or we didn't do it, right? But now, in this case, would you take $10 million to go have life in prison and not know you coming home? Nobody takes that deal. The mental anguish of every day. So my mindset when I went to prison was every year I didn't go home, I'll go home the next year. That was my confidence, and that was the way I coped with doing the time, right? But in theory, in law, if you look at the statistics and the numbers, I had a 99% chance that I was going to die in prison. I only had a 1% chance of getting back after having 50 years to life. I was 23 when I went to prison. If I did the whole 50 years, some laws would have had to change. I would have been 73 before I could even go up for parole. So, to answer your question, nah, that money wasn't enough. I don't think there's an amount that's enough. Now, I know I'm blessed. I know that. I know I'm supposed to be here. I know that. And, and for that, I'm grateful for, but, and, the money helped, obviously. But if I could take it all back and get all those years back again, like a snap of a finger, I will. Though, this is part of my life. This is part of my story. That is the unknown. So it'd be kind of tough to do that. But I'm confident in myself enough to know by 23 to 30, which I went to jail at 23 and came home 30. The trajectory that I was on, I would have been good.
You made a comment saying that, Kamala, every time you see her laugh, it reminds you of when she was laughing at you when you was convicted. I want you to go into detail about that. And also, who do you want to see the people vote for, Kamala or Trump?
Yeah, so every time I see Kamala laugh, again, like I think about that time in the courtroom, right? Her high-fiving, and celebrating the win. Now, when I say celebrating the win, not that she argued it, but her office. And it's right before, the attorney general election. So she's celebrating me losing, being, framed for murder. And that's all I can see it as. I don't care what everybody else, look at it and say and try to give reason why I should be the bigger person and, all of these things. And like, the future of the country is on the line. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Y'all sold us that in 2016. Y'all sold us that and under Trump, everything was cool. You ask the day-to-day nigga. You ask the day-to-day nigga. They gonna say, when Trump was in office, was cool. Groceries was low, right? We wasn't at no wars. We wasn't giving billions and billions of dollars to other countries. Seemed to be cool. That's how we felt. And as soon as Biden got into office, we didn't feel that way no more. So, but every time I see Kamala, I want people to understand this. I am literally traumatized by this woman. I'm literally traumatized by this woman. So do I want to see her for the next 4, potentially 8 years, potentially 12 years because she's been in office before already? No. So it forced me to really think about things from the other side. And as I started diving deeper, I started understanding the conservative ways. So if you ask me right here, who I'm voting for, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, I'm voting for Donald Trump. And I advise every nigga out there to do the same thing. Because if you think something gonna change with Kamala Harris, is she gonna be the black woman savior for our community? Nope, it ain't happening. It's not happening. So let them pander to you all you want. Let them, hit you with all the fear mongering, Project 25, and all of this shit, all you want. But it's only to ploy towards your fear of missing out on some shit that they're saying that they're giving us. And they're not giving us shit. We don't need shit. Trump, 2024, let's roll.